My name is Kristen MacLeod, and I'll be presenting my findings for the library interview assignment. For this assignment, I interviewed Megan Statza. Megan and I formerly worked together at Acton Memorial Library. She is now the branch manager of the Aurora Hills Branch Library in Arlington, Virginia. She holds dual master's degrees from Simmons University, an MLIS with a focus in youth services, and a Master of the Arts in children's literature. The Aurora Hills Branch Library is part of the Arlington, Virginia library system. The city of Arlington is a suburb of Washington, D.C., with a population of approximately 230,000. Aurora Hills primarily serves three Arlington neighborhoods: Pentagon City, Crystal City, and Arlington Ridge. Aurora Hills users represent a wide variety of backgrounds and ages. 30% of its users were born outside of the United States, and while Arlington is an affluent city, the neighborhoods that Aurora Hills serves are somewhat less so than the city at large. Many of its users are military and State Department and are a transient population as a result. The library shares a building with a senior center, and while many of its users are older, there are also many families and young adults. A good portion of the users served are new library users, and some have never set foot in a library before. Megan discussed the unique challenges that come with serving the patrons of Aurora Hills. Because many of its users are immigrants or new library users, Aurora Hills librarians cannot make assumptions that the patrons have any familiarity at all with public libraries. Because the library serves less affluent areas of Arlington, many of its users are in need of social services. Megan also discussed that one of her challenges is that the building is difficult to find. It is tucked away in a neighborhood and is hidden from the street in a nearby park. This issue, combined with the transient nature of the local populace, means that she must actively seek library users out and find ways to bring them into the library. Megan has had an interesting career. With her MLIS and Master's in Children's Literature, she planned on focusing on youth services, and in the beginning of her career, she did just that. She has worked as a children's, teen, and young adult librarian and has also acted as head of children's services. In 2018, however, she became assistant director at Acton Memorial Library, advancing her career into library administration. From there, she moved to her current role as branch manager in Aurora Hills. When asked why she moved into administration, she cited several different reasons. It was partly a financial decision, but she also felt that she wanted to focus on the library as a whole and that she would be better able to advocate for both librarians and youth services as a library administrator. Megan belongs to several different professional organizations. On the national level, she is a member of the ALA. On the state level, she is a member of the Massachusetts Library Association and will shortly be joining the Virginia Library Association. On a more local level, she was involved in the Minuteman Library Network, an area-wide network in Massachusetts, acting as chair and vice chair in the Youth Services Interest Group and as chair on the Assistant Director Board. When asked about the importance of joining professional associations, she made two important points. One is that each organization offered excellent practical training and educational opportunities. She also stressed the importance of professional networking, stating that nearly every position she's held came about largely because of this networking. This interview gave an interesting perspective on modern librarianship. The first and foremost point that I took away was that an MLIS is a foundation to a career as a professional librarian. Rubin discussed this in Chapter 5. What struck me most when reading this material was the discussion on the service versus information paradigm and how it relates to the everyday life of a librarian. Megan felt that having the grounding in information training that her MLIS gave her was important, but in much of the interview, she deeply stressed the importance of the social purpose of the library, as is touched on in the opening paragraphs of the ALA's updated core competencies of librarianship, and is one of those core competencies. The section of the interview that focused on professional affiliations was also extremely interesting. It was telling to hear her discuss the importance of continuing education, which is one of the core competencies that ALA lays out. I was also struck by her statement that nearly all of her library positions came about from networking in professional organizations. And the third largest takeaway for me from this interview was Megan's reasons for moving into library administration. This resonates with me, as I myself am currently looking to move my career into the administrative side of librarianship. Thank you for watching my presentation. Here are my references.